The dilemma facing the global oil markets was the topic of discussion at the IEF-KAPSARC Second Annual Leaders Roundtable held in Riyadh in February. The Secretary General of the International Energy Forum, Aldo Flores, welcomed the attendees and set the scene for the first discussion.
There was this feeling that somehow spare capacity could be lower, or that you could maybe rely on these other producers from the US to work with spare capacity. Now we have learned that this is not the way out. It seems to me then that from this presentation we might be in a new reality, but not completely.
Leading energy thought leaders looked at the dynamics of the global oil supply in 2016 and beyond in an attempt to determine if we are in a new era for oil or if this was just another cycle.
I think it's both. It's a fact that the changes we've seen over the last 18 months, they will continue to. Change will be the norm. And I think when we talk about cycles, it's a new definition of cycles, and volatility, it's a new definition of volatility.
I think it's one of the cycles which will develop into a new norm. I think we analysts are in a very exciting time to find out the new norm, to develop the path forward. But there are a lot of question marks out there on the state of the economy, on the supply side, on the demand side, and the low oil price is not helping us in defining the clear way forward.
Real expectations that this is going to get better, but what the mechanism for doing that is still remains very unclear. But, a lot of expectations probably in this part of the world that North American production was going to respond quickly to low prices, and realization that that's not necessarily going to happen.
The experts in attendance also examined the demand side and looked at the state of global oil stock levels.
Very critical because it's so big. There's been a huge build-up of inventories coinciding with a big drop in prices, and that's raising eyebrows. It's challenging us to understand what's going on, where price might go depending on where the stocks are headed, and what it really means.
Maybe we need to have higher inventories. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's one way that we can protect ourselves against shocks and disruption and the price volatility arising from this sort of absence of a supply regulator.
The commercial and social storage is going to be used, but the SPR is probably more stable in the storage for emergency use or disruption of supply.
Taking the time to gather here for this second IEF-KAPSARC Leaders Roundtable proved essential for the diverse group of players who arrived in Riyadh at the IEF headquarters in February.
The IEF is filling a role, I think, that is very necessary at just the right time. And we're in Chatham House rules, so we can't say who was in the room, but you know as well as I do, the convening power was outstanding. Senior government officials, senior OPEC officials, representatives of the major oil companies, leading oil experts, academics, and so forth. A diverse group of experts and real people with really something to add to the discussion. So that speaks for itself, I think.
That's the point also, that we won't answer every question in one round. We identify new questions. We set an agenda for the future. Through these conversations, we know where to move forward, what are the issues that we should be focusing on. And we still have a lot of work to do.